There, is that better? Can you hear me now? Huh. Oh, what a day! What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Crazy stuff's happening today. It's all over the place. It's all over the map. Stuff's working, stuff's not working. Technology's not my friend today. I tell you. Working from a motorhome sometimes. Ooh, baby. It's a good time, let me tell you. Your space is tight and small. It's hard to have a defined workspace. It really is. Because, I mean, to live this life is a commitment. That's all I got to say. It's a commitment, right? Because, I mean, let's be honest. There's all kinds of people out there be like, oh, yeah, let's go. Tiny living's the way to go. Yeah, yeah. But if you ain't got a solid foundation with the person you're going to move yourself into that confined space with, I can't even imagine. Right? I just... And then you got to plan things out. You got to be able to do certain things. You got to be able to just do stuff, right? We work from home. We build our online business. We that's what we do. So we need to make sure that we have an internet connection so we can be online and be in the world all the time. But I mean, like I said, right? Like, our workspace is our breakfast table, our dining room table, our supper table, right? Our supper table. It's our morning meeting space. It's all of the above. Our workspace is just this one little 3x8 slab of wood in the middle of our dining area. That's our workspace. It's crazy sometimes trying to make it all fit. Trying to have work and then stop and have lunch and then get started up again for work. And I mean, it's a commitment. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say, how you think, how cool you think it is, right? You gotta map it out in your head. You gotta map it out on paper if you have to, and map it out generally, and talk it out with people so you get there. Because seriously, we transitioned from a 4-bedroom house. 4 bedrooms. Which means when I got on her nerves, she had somewhere she could go to get away from me for a few minutes. She says it doesn't happen very often, but I'm pretty sure I got on her nerves more than she's willing to admit. Just saying. I'm a big pain in the ass sometimes. Anyway. So we had that separation, we had that space if needed, right? Now we're in this 35-foot motorhome, and that transition, that was a serious commitment. Because now we've gone from all that space and that room and that freedom, right? Now we have this little space, and she can't go to the other, well, she can go to the other end of the house, but it's not like back in our 4-bedroom house where she could go to the other end of the house and she couldn't hear me unless I yelled really loud. And now she can hear me because she's like maybe 20 feet away and she's in the bedroom and I'm in the dining room, workspace, kitchen area. But I mean, it's a cool idea and it's a great move if you're ready for it and you've planned out for it. Quite frankly, we love living this way. We love the motorhome. We love living the motorhome life. And we're glad we made it. And I'm glad that we did it the right way. Right? We had a lot of long talks about it. The things we were going to be giving up and the things we were going to be gaining by moving into this RV, choosing the nomadic lifestyle or the old tiny living, the freedom, whatever you choose to call it, lifestyle, right? And part of that, I think, is in part because we've built this strong foundation that our lives exist on. We've always been very tight and very solid with each other, and I think that's got a huge part to play in it, right? That makes it so much easier for us to come together in this little space. Because let's be honest, right? When you make a change like that, when you decide that you want to pack up your shit and you want to move into a smaller place like a 35-foot motorhome, it's a huge change. Because when you first make that change, at first it's daunting. It's a huge, daunting task. You've got so much stuff to think about and plan for. And it's probably going to come at you, and it's probably going to be very overwhelming. I know for me, oh my God, it was so overwhelming. I don't do well with change. It drives me nuts. There was a lot of change moving into the motorhome, let me tell you. Y'all, it was scary. It was a lot to deal with. She's going on about the trips and planning and the freedom and the sights, and I'm all about, well, what about this, and what about this, and what if this happens, and what if this happens, and what if this happens, and what if this happens? I'll tell you fucking what, you know the one thing we didn't count on happening? The goddamn house guest that stayed too damn long. Hello, Rona. You can leave now. You've overstayed your welcome. Thank you. Anyway, I digress. Back on track. You see, we love this life, and it's a big transition. And I'm glad that I've done it and I've made this move. And I know, I believe you me, you ask her, she'll tell you I was not for it at first. I was putting things off as long as possible. She's in the other room right now, and I guarantee you she's probably giggling, shaking her head. Because you have to make so many changes, and you have to accept the commitment that comes with moving into a motorhome and living that life. Because you're going from 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, whatever square feet down this teeny tiny living space that you don't have a lot of room for. Extras. You don't have a lot of storage room. You're very limited on space overall. This means you got to go through a big downsizing phase. And I mean big downsizing phase, depending on how you live your life right now. I've mentioned this before. We've sold a lot of our stuff, everything. It was just stuff, so we just got rid of it. Gone. Adios. Sayonara. See you next time. Thanks. Don't need it, don't want it. It's just stuff. Can't take it with you when you go, so what's the point, right? But I mean, like in our motorhome, for example, you can see behind me. Let me just move out of the way. Whoop. There's the pilot seats up front there. And that's probably maybe 12 feet from where I am. From between the pilot seats to the bedroom, I think it's like 20 steps. I think I pasted out the other day. Right? And that's from the front basically to the back. 20 steps, and we're in the bedroom. Think about that. That's not a lot of space, is it? When you're two people living in close quarters. And in that 20 paces, there's a living room, dining room, and a kitchen. And a tiny hallway that's maybe 4.5 feet wide. And that's pushing it. That's really pushing it, because I don't think it's 4.5 feet wide. But you get the idea. Like, it's, here's my shoulders, and the hallway's probably like this. Weird, right? So as you can imagine, like, the space is very limited, and the layout's pretty much the same depending on the class or style of motorhome you're rocking out in. So, as I mentioned, right, it's the dining room. Dining room table is our workspace. It's my recording studio. It's where we sit and have breakfast. It's where we sit and have supper. It's where we sit and plan out our day. It's the hub where everything happens, is the dining room table. And let me just give you a quick little peek here. This is our dining room table as it looks today. Crazy, right? And usually I'm on a keep my laptop up on a little stand, so it's elevated up off the table. Now I've messed up my angle. Let me get back here. There we go. That's better. So I keep my laptop up on a little stand. It allows her to sit at a little angle so she can work and I can work. And that's how we do every day. Recording studio, meeting room, boardroom, you name it. That's what it is. And somehow we manage to work seamlessly together. Most times. Seamlessly together in that little bit of space. So that means that we don't have a lot of space for the rest of the place. If you follow my drift, right? You keeping up with me? We had to unload a lot of stuff to move into this next phase of our lives together. And it's a commitment. It's a serious commitment you got to make to live this life. And I tell you, like, we went all in. There was no let's do a trial session and see how it goes. We are all in. There's no going back for us. This is it. This is the next phase. Is somewhere down south where it's warm all the time. That's the next phase. We are all in on this sumbitch. And I gotta tell you, once I accepted the necessity of it all, the necessity of having to just get rid of so much stuff, that it was easy. It was crazy. It was easy. So I'm telling you all this because there's a lot of things on social media lately, and a lot of people out there, and they're like, "Oh, I got to do this. Let's to hell with owning a house." And I mean, let's be honest, who the hell can buy a house these days? Jesus, you see the price of that damn real estate? Good Lord! And I'll tell you what, I heard a thing the other day down in the state somewhere. I can't remember where. I think it's just the States in general. There are more realtors than there are houses on the market. How's that? Can you imagine? Fighting for a piece of that pie? Good Lord. No, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who want to make this move, want to make this transition, and want to go with a tiny living lifestyle. And it's crazy, I know. Um, but it's great. If you can do it, it's great. But here's what you need. Are you ready? You need a solid relationship with your partner. You need to be committed to the experience and the lifestyle that comes with it. You need to be self-sustainable financially. You need to be able to have an income that can support you while you live that life. Right? Unless you're planning on just living in a motorhome park somewhere full time and maintaining a regular full-time job. Right? There I go. God, I say that too much, don't I? Right? Right? She tells me all the time I gotta stop saying it so damn much. She's right. I do say it too much. I'm rambling again, aren't I? Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up because chances are half of you probably stopped watching by now. Some of you are probably still watching because you're loyal, and I love you. I love you. Where was I? You got to be committed. If you're going to just park it somewhere and live in it and work a full-time job, then you got your financial part covered, right? Take the time to plan it out properly and plan it out correctly. From the type and size of tiny living that you want to do, you want to undertake, to all the other stuff that comes along with it, right? For example, motorhome, car, and a bike. Boom, we need a trailer. If you've got a truck and you're buying a fifth wheel, well, you're just going to rely on the truck for everyday transportation for both of you then? These are the things you got to think of, right? You got to look at the big picture and you got to think of everything before you go all in. And then, if you're going with a big fifth wheel, is the truck you currently have going to be enough? Or do you got to upgrade that too? It's a big thing. You got to figure it all out. Bottom line, totally worth it though. If you're thinking about ever going full time into a motorhome or tiny living or whatever it is, right? If you are thinking of making the transition and it is a total feasible plan for you, do it. Make the leap and go for it, right? Chase your dreams. Life's too short. Find the way to make them a reality. Push forward and get it. Because we ain't getting no replay on this life. It's a one-up, one deal. And it doesn't last. And if these last 15 months have taught us anything, it's that life is too goddamn short and we should not settle for a goddamn thing. So go on, get out there, chase your dreams, have fun doing it. I'll see you next time.